What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, I am MLB Chatterbox, aka Christian Corey. You see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. We have some news to talk about today, some actual news. Yesterday, December the 2nd at 8 p.m. was the non-tender deadline. That means some action has occurred in the baseball world when it comes to free agency, trades, and waiver claims, and much, much more. So, without further ado, let's get to it. I'll be going over some of the move that has transpired yesterday. I'm going off of my own Instagram account. I'm reading you guys' news that I posted on my own Instagram account, nobody else. My Instagram account is called MLB_chatter_box. If you want to go give that a follow. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on there. That would be great if you could go do that. Drop a follow, drop a like, maybe drop a comment as well. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm going to be doing here today. I'm going to be reading you guys some of the moves that has transpired and kind of give you my opinion on some of them, not all of them, how the teams did, what I think of the move overall, and so on and so forth. So, let's get started. All right, guys. The first one I'll be going over, the first move I'll be going over that happened yesterday is a signing. The Mets have signed pitcher Trevor May to a 2-year deal, reported by our friend Jeff Passan. Now, the deal itself is worth $1.15 million for 2 years. So basically, this deal by the Mets of getting Trevor May basically from Twins, stealing him from the Twins via free agency, it's not a bad move. It's a tip of the iceberg for the Mets. Mets have a lot of money. They need a good guy for the bullpen. They need somebody. It's a solid move by the Mets. Again, tip of the iceberg. I mean, giving the guy $15.5 million is nothing. I mean, maybe some may see a little bit high, but you know what? It's a solid move by the Mets. Again, a lot of pitchers and a lot of free agents will be asking a lot of money because there's not a lot of good names out there this year. There just isn't, especially free agency. I mean, Trevor Bauer is #1 starting pitcher and free agent, and the second guy already got signed, which is Charlie Morton with the Braves. So the top two guys, one of the top two guys when it comes to free agent starting pitching is already gone in Charlie Morton, and the third guy you could argue is Corey Kluber, who's kind of old. So I mean, free agency, I know that's just starting pitching, but free agency is slim picking when it comes to who's out there for these teams. So again, a solid deal by the Mets, but overall, you know, just the tip of the iceberg for them. They will spend a lot of money because they got their new owner, Stephen A. Cohen, who is rolling in the dough. Next guy, the Nationals have signed right-handed pitcher Joe Ross to a 1-year deal worth $1.75 million. Now, this is Ross's second 1-year deal in a row with the Nationals. He's been there for a while. I think last year he signed a 1-year deal with the Nationals to stay in Washington after that World Series championship, and he does it again here for this upcoming 2021 season. Solid move by the Nationals. You know, they're trying to keep as much pieces as they can. Joe Ross obviously is a good piece for him. Not the sexiest thing in the world, but you know what? He's someone that they know. He's someone they know that they can afford. So they took a bite at it, and they won a 1-year deal worth $1.75 million. Not bad for the Nationals and Joe Ross. Next thing, Red Sox have agreed to a deal with starting pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez. The deal is reported to be worth $8.3 million. However, the number of years is not known and has not been confirmed by the club. Now, I did look this up today because that happened yesterday. It looks like a 1-year deal. Originally, it reported to be a 1-year deal. There were some stories out there where it says it could be a multi-year deal, meaning more than 1 or more than 2 years. So again, when it comes to the amount of years, we really don't know. Let's just take it for the minimum of an $8.3 million deal for 1 year with the Red Sox. Solid move by the Red Sox. They know them. The Red Sox could spend money this year. They could not. We'll see. Again, just a good insurance move for the Red Sox, signing back Eduardo Rodriguez to basically avoid arbitration in my mind. Next guy. This is interesting. The Twins have outrighted outfielder Eddie Rosario and put him on waivers. Apparently, the Twins tried to trade Rosario. However, no one wanted to pay him $10 million he was owed via his arbitration salary. So basically, the Twins try to trade Eddie Rosario, who's a very good player, underrated player, but no one wanted to trade for him because they didn't want to pay him $10 million in arbitration. So basically, they put him on outright waivers, and if he clears the waivers, then he becomes a free agent. So again, if a team picks a player up while they're on waivers, that means that team who picks him up has to give something back to the team that put him on waivers. If he clears waivers and goes to free agency, that means he becomes a free agent and no one has to give up anything if they decide to acquire him. I would like to see him go to the Tigers, maybe the Athletics, maybe the Rays, a low market team such as them. That would be a good deal for them if they could get him, in free agency. Not waivers necessarily, free agency. Because if you're the Tigers, you're not going to give up anything for anybody, on waivers. That's just ridiculous. Wait for them to clear waivers and become a free agent. So, Eddie Rosario, interesting move by the Twins, putting him on waivers, essentially being a free agent and could be picked up by a team like Detroit. Another thing, the Kansas City Royals have non-tendered third baseman Maikel Franco. Not a big deal. He's okay. He's getting old. Solid defender. Okay with the bat. I think he was with the Phillies for a couple of years. He's okay. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Who wants to get him? I don't know. Maybe the Athletics, again, low market team. Whatever. It's a whatever move by the Royals. Next guy. The Angels have traded. Now, this is interesting. The Angels have traded for Orioles shortstop Jose Iglesias for two minor league right-handers, Garrett Stallings and Gene Pinto. Hope I said their names right. But the point is that Jose Iglesias goes to the City of Angels for the Angels. He's inexpensive. He's a very sexy shortstop. When I say sexy, I mean he really plays sexy. He has that sexy glove. He knows how to field. He's not that great with the bat, in my opinion. He's been with the Tigers before. I've seen him up close. He is a wizard at shortstop. He's literally Ozzie Smith, but he's a terrible hitter. Absolutely terrible hitter. He's okay when it comes to hitting. There's glimpses of his. There's glimpses where you can say, wow, he's become a really just solid, doubles and singles hitter. But he just really hasn't developed into that. But again, he's going to replace Andrelton Simmons for the Angels at shortstop. Again, I look at this move two different ways. There's value in two different categories for the Angels when acquiring Jose Iglesias from the Orioles. One being he could stay at shortstop, play with them for the 2021 season and become a solid defender at shortstop and, get some singles and doubles and drive some runs for them at the top of the lineup. But he could also be a good piece to move if the Angels want to make a big splash and get, let's say, Francisco Lindor. He could be that piece that the Angels trade to the Indians and say, here, give us Lindor and we'll give you a major league ready shortstop who is very good. He's a good shortstop. He's not the best hitter in the world, but just come for the position defensively of a shortstop. He's a great shortstop. I like him as a shortstop. So they could do that. They could throw him in a major deal like that, just as an example. If they want to go make a big splash and get Lindor, he could be that piece that they give to the Indians and say, here's your shortstop for the next 3 years, and you figure it out in the future. Next guy, Steven Matz, signed a one-year deal worth $5.2 million with the Mets. So Matz is back with the Mets, signing a one-year deal worth $5.2 million. They need somebody. The Mets, they need some type of arm. They can't just get rid of everybody. They just can't do that. There's no way. They cannot do that. They got the money. I understand that. One-year deal with $5.2 million. It's a good deal. It's not outrageous when it comes to the money. It's a solid deal for 1 year. They need somebody to start some games for them this year. They're not going to, make every move in the world this offseason. So I think it's a good, the Mets, they have to put their ducks in a row. They gotta get their ships in line, like we're playing Battleship. You ever play Battleship? You put your ships in the best spot you think it is to defend yourself and to make your big move. This is the Mets putting their pieces or their battleships in the right position, getting the stuff they have to get done now, and signing a guy like Matt in order for them to have stability, some insurance, to go and make that big splash, make that big move, make that surprise attack on that free agent market, and make a gigantic splash and an explosion in the free agent market by acquiring a guy like Trevor Bauer or someone like that when it comes to free agency. Next guy, the Giants has signed outfielder Austin Slater to a one-year deal worth $1.15 million. Whatever. Outfielder for the Giants. It's a Giants move, and when I say Giants move, I mean it's not a giant move. It's a Giants move. It's nothing big. It's whatever. It's a blip on the radar screen. The Brewers have signed catcher Omar Navarro to a one-year deal worth $2.5 million to avoid arbitration. So they did it to avoid arbitration. No one wants to go to arbitration. You know, catcher, whatever, backup, starter, catcher. It's whatever form. It's a catcher. They need somebody behind the dish to catch their pitchers this year. They're not going to do anything when it comes to free agency. You never know. They could, wait and see how Christian Yelich does this upcoming year and end up trading him. They could trade him. They could trade Christian Yelich. This is just a deal. It's like whatever. They wanted to avoid arbitration. That's basically why they did it. Next thing, Twins have signed Jose Berrios to a one-year deal worth $6.1 million. He has a base salary of $5.6 million and a signing bonus of $500,000. So, with that being said, Berrios, the Twins need some guy to start for them. Berrios has been good at times. They kind of hope for him to be a little bit more than what he has shown these past couple of years. They need him to be a bulldog. They thought he was going to be really, really good, a really young guy. They did this to avoid arbitration, basically, in my mind. They're not going to go out there and assign a bunch of guys. I mean, I think they still want to win the division. I think they still think they can win the division, although they did lose it to the White Sox this year. They did make the playoffs via a wild card, technically. They got their butt kicked by the Astros, by the cheaters. But again, Twins signing Berrios to a one-year deal, it's a solid move. Someone for them to put in that starting rotation, someone that they know. So it's a one-year deal to see if he can stay with the Twins in Minnesota and become something special for the Twinkies. Brewers signed first baseman Daniel Vogelbach to a one-year deal worth $14 million. Vogelbach, again, when he came to the Brewers, I don't know why he wasn't as good with them in the beginning, but I think it's a good idea for signing him back. He's like a Stephen Vogt in my mind. When Stephen Vogt went to the Athletics, that's what I think of him when I think of Vogelbach in Milwaukee. Low market team, has a guy who has some pop, could hit a home run or two, end up with a year, maybe 15 home runs if he on a good day, and in an on year, could end up with 15, maybe 20 home runs for them in that small ballpark. This looks like a Stephen Vogt signing with the A's deal, in my mind. But solid deal, 1 year, $14 million. We'll see how he does. Again, the Brewers now have non-tender outfielder Ben Gamel, infielder Jace Peters, and a left-handed pitcher Alex Caldo. Whatever, I don't care about the guy's name. Point is, they non-tender some people, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Brewers don't know what they're doing. They're a low-market team. They're trying to save money any way they can. So, they're basically getting one guy on a $14 million deal. That means they got to basically give up some people. And Ben Gamel, big name in this, the bigger name, I guess you could say, in this. Ben Gamel's whatever. He hasn't been great. Who cares? Now, again, big trade for the Dodgers, in my mind, is the Dodgers have traded for right-handed pitcher Corey Knebel from the Brewers for cash or a player to be named later. This is a good move for the Dodgers. This is like the Dodgers acquiring Blake Trinan from the A's last year. A's put him on waivers, non-tendered him, whatever they did, and the Dodgers picked him up and traded for him. This is basically what it is again. Trinan was pretty good with the Dodgers. Former closer, again. Corey Knebel, former closer for the Brewers, was hurt last year, had Tommy John, was very, very good back in 2018 with the Brewers when the Brewers tried to defeat the Dodgers to make it to the World Series, went to a Game 7. Brewers bullpen was amazing. Everybody freaked out when they had that bullpen with him, Hader, and some other guys, Jimmy Jeffries. So, I mean, this is a good move for the Dodgers. This is basically them getting Blake Trinan from the Athletics last year. It's a repeat of that move, essentially, of getting Corey Knebel from the Brewers for cash or a player to be named later. Who cares what the Brewers get? The Dodgers are winners in this one, regardless of how it works out for them. Luis Cessa signed a one-year deal worth $1 million with the Yankees to avoid arbitration. Again, to avoid arbitration, that's why they signed him. The Yankees need somebody. They need some type of arm, whether he's good or he's bad or he's great. Who cares? Garrett Cole cannot do everything. They could put Cess in the bullpen. They could put him as a 4th or 5th starter. I don't really care. They need somebody, because unless you're going to get Trevor Bauer, some type of arm, whether it's a bullpen or in their rotation, a 1-year deal, $1 million, not that big of a deal for the Yankees. This is insurance for the Yankees. Insurance, that's basically what it is. Not to solidify anything, it's insurance. Insurance policy, $1 million. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today in this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of this non-tender deadline. So, as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.